Hey everyone, thanks for jumping across to my free workshop where I'm going to take you through exactly how to use the Elite 7 blueprint to automate your email marketing. This is the exact system that I use to generate Gearbunch's revenue in the first year from zero to $4 million, and it's still profitable to this day. 6 years later, I'm still smashing it out using this strategy, and I now want to share it with everyone out there. So what I'm going to take you through in this training is how to increase your sales by 30% without any ad spend by automating your email marketing. And don't worry, you need to be a copywriter because I'm not, and I'll explain that as we go along. So I'm going to show you some real world examples. This is Gearbunch. We had a day where we generated on the left there nearly $42,000, which was epic. Not going to lie, it was one of our biggest days. It was a great day. On the right, I've got one. Now you look down underneath my name, full disclosure, it's from 2018. The reason I want to tell you that is we generated nearly $28,000, or sorry, over $28,000 that day. The day wasn't over yet. And look at the message I put. Did anyone take my advice and send an apology email? There's a whole strategy around that. But basically what I wanted to show you is it's 2022 now. This is, nearly 4 years ago, I gave out this advice. I just want to show you I've been running this brand for a long time. I'm very successful with it. And what I am finding is that there's too many people that just come and go. They stumble over a strategy. They put a course out. No, this is the same advice that I was giving out 4 years ago and longer to some other people. And this system works. So I'm going to take you through that today. First thing we need to do is go over what we're going to cover. Step one, I'm going to show you how to get the right message to the right person at the right time. Hugely important. Step two, why you don't need to worry about copywriting, because I'm not a copywriter. And I'll tell you what I used to do before I became an online marketer. Step three, the 7 ways you can target customers and leads. Step four, the exact email automations I use to gain 30% sales increase at least for my clients and for my own brand Gearbunch. Now, who am I? I always like to tell people who I am, not because I like to brag, not for any other reason, that I think that it's important if you're listening to someone, you're taking advice from someone, that you actually understand that person and some of your, your beliefs align with them, so that, and you want to make sure the person that's teaching you or helping you, you actually can listen to and you find them their information valuable, find them easy to understand. So I started out as a homicide detective, and my motivation was to help people, and that was pretty much was all I knew, and it was my whole life. I joined the police academy when I was 19. When I was 36 or 37, I had a car accident and I was medically retired. Now, the reason that I had the car accident is my mental health was pretty bad. I actually had a car accident where I drove into a parked car. No one was injured, thankfully. 2 cars were damaged, mine and the parked car, but I actually had a blackout where I didn't actually know what had happened. When I went to the doctors, they said, you have, your mental health is pretty poor. They did a lot of testing, a lot of assessments. The result they came back is that you can no longer be a police officer, which was devastating to me. So what it did bring is a new challenge for me, because I'd never done anything except being a police officer. I never went to university, never had a trade, never went to college. I'd never had any other job experience. I went to the police academy when I was 19, pretty much straight out of high school, and I'd done it my whole adult life, and I was bloody good at it. So what I needed to do is I needed to find a new way to make an income and provide for my family. And what that led me doing was finding Teespring, which is a model, print-on-demand model, where you could, on their platform, you would design T-shirts and then you push Facebook ads out and, make yourself an income. And what I found is that I was really, really good at it. So, I could sell any design because I just found Facebook ads worked really well, and that, I could sell. But what I did find also, it was like a glorified affiliate program, in that if I wasn't running ads and the ads went on and I wasn't behind the computer, then no money came in. So the realization I had is that I didn't own my list or any of my customers. I owned nothing. I was pretty much running a glorified affiliate program. So my next barrier was that, I needed to develop a business that would generate an income for my family and I, but not be reliant on someone else. I'd actually own the business. And that's when I went out and I thought, well, why don't I take this print-on-demand model, this business model, create my own brand. The brand I created was Gearbunch. I built it around print-on-demand leggings. And honestly, the realization for me is that, what I'd learned selling T-shirts works super well with leggings. It's exactly the same principles, and I was really, really good at it. The problem is that what made me good at selling t-shirt was Facebook ads. And initially what made me good with Gearbunch was Facebook ads. But it's essentially like day trading because I was so time poor. I'd gone from a career where I was doing shift work and I was traveling away and I wasn't seeing my family. And this online entrepreneur life was meant to be the solution to that. But I found doing Facebook ads, it was like I was day trading. Um, so what I needed to do was to find a system that, didn't rely on me being there, tweaking all of the Facebook ads all of the time. And what I found was email marketing. So what I found though is that I introduced email marketing and then just created another thing that I needed to do. So I was doing Facebook ads every day and I was also doing email marketing. So, but the success continued and I loved helping others to succeed, but it was all manual at this stage. And this success had started to get me recognised locally to start with, then nationally in Australia, and then internationally. And you can see me on stage here speaking at a conference for Facebook because I was just so good at Facebook advertising. But you can see me on stage here in Vegas as well, speaking at an iStack event. Not that we're doing those at the moment because we can't travel out of Australia, but back when I could, it was awesome. This was only like 18 months ago. So that led to that, but I needed to automate the system. I started to travel more and I just needed to automate my system. So through trial and error, what I did is that I developed a new system. I automated my system through Klaviyo. And what I did is I just kept working at it. And I figured out a way to automate the whole thing. And this was great. But what was happening is I was traveling the world and I was going around speaking about Facebook ads. That's me in Facebook at Singapore. The one on the right is me at Facebook in Sydney. I'm one of their global trainers. I'm one of 8 global trainers for Facebook. I go around and talk at conferences. Life's good. But what people didn't know, so I'm good at Facebook ads, but there's a lot of people that are good at Facebook ads, but they still couldn't replicate the results that I was getting. And the reason they couldn't replicate it is because Facebook ads was just the tip of the iceberg for me. So what I was doing is that trial and error I was talking about with Klaviyo is that I developed this system that automated my email profits and it was supercharging my sales on Facebook because nothing slipped through the cracks. So I'd have a touch point on Facebook and what would happen is the automated email would mop up anyone that didn't purchase from the Facebook ads and it would get attributed back to that. So my Facebook ads were like on steroids. But what I did find as well is that it was because it was it was getting automated, the success continued, but I owned the list, I owned the customers, and I had control of the situation. So I invested more and more and more and more time in this automated email system because I could see that once I cracked it and I could automate all of this, I didn't have to sit here and tweak all the knobs and buttons and the mouse clicks and the typing and stuff like that. So this was what was supercharging me to the point that competitors started coming out. There's so many legging stores out there now. Bearing in mind, I started this in 2016 and they copied my ads and my website, but they didn't know that underneath, it's that iceberg analogy. They didn't know that it was the Facebook ads were being supercharged by my automated email profit system through Klaviyo. So they could copy me, but they couldn't replicate my success. And it was frustrating and they couldn't figure out why. So lots of competitors came and went. I continued to have success and I kept it a secret at this stage. This was my competitive edge. But now I got to that point where I wasn't helping people and I really enjoyed helping people. COVID, because of lockdown, I wasn't getting up on stage and talking to people and helping people, wasn't seeing people in person. So I decided just to bring out this workshop just to show you and my Elite 7 blueprint, just to show everyone how to do it because that's what I do miss about being a detective, a police officer, is helping people. So what I needed to do then was, solidify that position of helping people and automating my own work. And what I did find is that I established a brand, an agency, Elite Brands, because people wanted what Gearbunch had. So they tried to copy me, they couldn't, then they come to me and go, what do you have? And what Gearbunch had that they couldn't figure out or they couldn't replicate was the big secret, which was automated email. So what I'd realized is that this was a systematic approach to automating emails that equated to about 30% on average new results. What this did lead to for Gearbunch is that we got noticed by Disney, who have Marvel, and they got into one of our email flows from our automated email system. They contacted me because they thought that we were this large multinational company that was, pushing out leggings around the world, which we do, but we do it from a small little town in Yamba. We don't have a huge team. Most of it's automated. We came to their attention, and they actually struck up a deal with us, a licensing agreement where we could sell Marvel. It was, it was surreal. Like when they came to me, I thought it was a prank, and I didn't even think that the phone call was legit. I thought it was one of my friends actually playing a joke on me. But what it meant to me is that my system had worked. So, we'd come to the attention of Disney, and, they put us in contact with their Marvel crew. When he first rang me, I was like, this can't be real. Like I'm just an ex-police detective, in a small town in Australia. I couldn't believe it. And it dawned on me that, they'd been seeing these ads over in America while I was asleep, seeing these emails, sorry. And what it was is it was the automated email system that I'd built that resulted in coming to their attention and the deal getting across the line, which was just epic. And you can see here we've got some of our customers wearing the different gear. We've got the Hulk, we've got Spider-Man, we had a photo shoot with Iron Man leggings and Black Widow. And, it was just such a surreal experience. And I can't, there's a holistic approach, but without the email marketing and the automated system, if I'd have been trying to sit there manually doing stuff and scheduling stuff, I just would have burnt out and run out of time. And this way was just bringing huge results on autopilot. And you can see here, this is straight from the back end of Gearbunch. We had a year where we generated 2.4 million, and nearly $1 million of that came from Klaviyo. Now, the reason I point that out to you is it's not a brag, and it's not to say you're going to make $1 million following this system. You're not. Okay, well, you could make more. But to start with, what I'm trying to show you is that you can see here, 40% of my revenue, just under the green arrow, came from Klaviyo, which is phenomenal. So that's where the power of it comes in. I'm saying 30%, I'm being conservative. This is actually a screenshot from Klaviyo's back end showing me getting 40%. So unfortunately what had happened was, and I was saying about COVID before, is that we had a COVID lockdown. The Facebook ad prices went up because everyone that was offline came online to starting to try and sell it. The traffic went up, but the quality of the traffic and our sales went down. The reason is because there was just more people just with time at home. They were in lockdown and they were just scrolling through their phone and basically window shopping. And what that led me to do is a focus on helping more people with their email marketing, because we had the agency, but what I realized is it's the competitive advantage, excuse me, that was keeping Gearbunch and my clients profitable. But then another challenge came, or another barrier, where Apple brought out their iOS 14 updates. Facebook ad prices went up even more. The quality of that traffic and the reporting and the attribution and the sales went down more. But Gearbunch remained profitable, and our clients for our agency remained profitable because we had the automated email profit system. And what that led to was realizing that this was my competitive advantage, but also realizing that not everyone can afford an agency, but everyone has the same problem. So, everyone had the same problems with COVID lockdown. Everyone had the same problems with iOS 14 updates. Everyone had the same problems with, the traffic going up, but sales going down. Majority of people, unless you're in an industry that was sort of thriving because of it, it was a problem. And you can see here, this is me over on the side of the screen there, on the side of the photo. That's me and my beautiful wife and 3 kids. And, at the beginning of the day, I'm a family guy. And I just loved helping other people. And I was hoping that, a lot of people helped me when I got started. So I wanted to put this out there to start helping other people. And I knew that I had the solution to, the problems for people. I had a competitive advantage, but I realized that not everyone, including a lot of small business owners, couldn't afford an agency, but everyone had those same problems. And I had the solution. It was a systematic approach to automated email that had a 30% average result. It was scalable. It had been tested across so many different brands, and it had generated and continues to generate millions of dollars in revenue. Given that My primary motivation with most of what I do is to help people, help others to succeed. I decided to develop this workshop to help e-commerce entrepreneurs to succeed. And that's what you're about to learn. So you've learned a little bit about me. I'm going to show you some different things, some examples from Gearbunch. I'm going to take you through the flows that are in the Elite 7 blueprint. All right, so here's an example of the power at play. So this is a customer who placed an order for $1,650. Now it was email that brought it back. I know that because the discount that I have there was only available on email, and it was the right message to the right person at the right time. Now this person, it was their 7th order, as you can see on the arrow there. They dropped off for a bit. We bought them back, and it was our automated email system that had built the relationship with her and got her back. Now, how good's that? I remember my man doing my first $1,000 day and just thinking that I'd made it. And now here, all of a sudden, I have an order in a day that is for $1,650. I just thought that this was the best thing ever. And it was all because of my automated email system. Now, the key to this is you don't need to be a copywriter to create emails that convert, because people don't read, they scan. We've been trained with our mobiles and social media to scan. We don't read things anymore. So the key to that is less is more. So the emails should focus on one thing at a time. Your email isn't a place to tell stories or explain things. Your email only has one job, and that's to get them to click to your website. Email is the bait on the hook. Your email has to nudge the user to do one thing. You do this by reminding, incentivizing, and informing them. You don't need a lot of words to make your one thing clear. Here's how. Excuse me. This is the exact formula I use to automate my email marketing. I use this time-saving strategy for my own brand Gearbunch as well as for our agency clients. And this is different. And you can see here, you can see it scrolling through. This was a client we took on at the beginning of last year, so 2021. So in January, if we look at it, they had 0 revenue from Klaviyo. February, 7%. We started towards the end of February. Then March, April, May, it just boomed. So let's have a look at the GIF here as it scrolls through. Starting in January, 0, 7%, March, 41%. And you can see they've gone up to $3.6 million in total revenue. They started at $800,000. Now we added a phenomenal amount of revenue. We added millions of dollars to this company's bottom line in less than 4 months. That's phenomenal. And they're the same sort of results you can see. Look at the percentages, not the actual dollar amounts. These percentages are what you can see increase in your business as well using this system. So the Elite 7. You've already downloaded. It's 7 automated email flows that get the right message to the right person at the right time. Take a look at the download you got. It's a complete customer journey email automation. It's the exact system I spent years developing and testing. I literally spent years. I made a lot of mistakes along the way, but I got this system spot on now, and I use the Elite 7 every single day. So let's take you through it. Up on the top right of your download, the first one is called Leads Retarget. We engaged previously, but they're engaged previously, but they haven't converted. So this one contains 4 emails. This is a top of funnel flow that positions the brand and educates, then incentivizes the lead. So this is when people have signed up to our newsletter or through our pop-up or wherever they got onto our list. We need to convert them into a customer. This is an example. You got a pop-up here, they fill in, they get their code. So this is how we catch our leads and convert them into customer. And this is, I've had to blur it out because it's a client of ours. This client generated $2.75 million in sales from leads. He did not have to pay to retarget. So these are just leads that have come through pop-ups and flows, and we generated $2.75 million in a year for him using this exact strategy. The next one, as we follow it down, is number 2, which is on the top left. It's the abandoned browser. We like to call these guys guys and girls the window shoppers. So this flow contains 5 emails. This is a middle of funnel flow that dynamically targets users who have with their last viewed product, and we incentivize the purchase. So I'll show you on Gearbunch what I mean. So if someone comes to my product page, not the home page or the collection page, when they come to a product page like the pink heart-shaped black leggings here, they haven't added to cart. A script fires similar to the pixel on Facebook, and we get them into our flow and we send them an email. Now, it's a targeted message straight to the inbox of the window shoppers. Now, Gearbunch window shoppers or browsers clicked these emails and they came back with and spent over $29,000 with us. That's exactly, the numbers don't lie. That is exactly what they spent. Now, these are people that have just viewed products. It's super powerful. The next one in there is the abandoned cart, which is number 3, sort of the middle left. They've shown a higher intent, but they haven't entered the checkout. So it's another one that contains 5 emails. It's another middle of funnel flow that dynamically retargets to users with their last cart version and provides an easy way for them to come back to the cart. And we also look at during those 5 emails to incentivize the purchase with their last view product. I'll show you again on Gearbunch. So we've got our slide out cart here. It might just be a cart page, but basically it fires when they're using the cart. Now, this one for this client generated a bit over, or generated $436,000. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I spent more time making a cup of coffee than writing the copy for this. It's really not that hard. We use custom timings. Each abandoned cart triggers a friendly reminder, and a lot of it's dynamic. Remember, I said you don't need to be a copywriter. Number 7 is the abandoned checkout. So this one here is the highest intent, but they left the checkout process. So it's another 5 emails, the middle of funnel flow that dynamically targets, more of a middle to bottom of funnel, dynamically retargets the user with their last checkout version, providing them an easy way back. And we add a bit of scarcity in on this. And this is just to show you, this is a standard Shopify checkout. This is if they got through to this stage, they're going to be targeted with this flow. Now, this flow generated $43,700 for one of our clients, and that was their highest earning flow that year. So it's all completely automated and perfectly targeted, and it lifts a lot of weight. A lot of the time with our clients, this is our highest converting flow. The next one in the series is sort of over here, number 5. It's on the middle right. It's the welcome flow, which splits, and we have one set of messaging for new customers, one set of messaging for returning customers. It's a bottom of funnel flow that thanks, rewards, reminds, and incentivizes the user. And it also builds and positions our brand, because the goal is that we want to try and make those new customers, turn them into repeat customers, and turn those returning customers into multiple returning customers, and reduce the time in between purchasing for them. So this is used to re-engage, introduce, and explain different things about our products, and it's highly important to the system. And when used correctly, it has some of the highest open rates. Look at this, our welcome flow has a 73.5% open rate. This means you have a direct line of post-purchase communication with the customer. Like I said, we're trying to get first-time customers, turn them into repeat customers, and repeat customers, we're trying to increase the frequency of their purchases. The next one in the series is the cross-sell upsell. Now, this is a product or service specific flow. It's a bottom of funnel flow that promotes new products based on the user's previous purchase. It's a custom flow with no defined number of emails. It's very specific to your product or service. So I'll show you an example with Gearbunch, but like you might be a consumable, you might be a makeup brand, or you might be selling candles, or you might be selling coffee. Now, the rates that people go through those are very different. What products complement them are very different. So this one you need to put a bit of a thinking into about what it is that customers tend to buy together, or what it is, how quickly they do go through the product. So you can see here, what we found is that we sell a lot of leggings, as you can see. If you know our brand, we sell a lot of leggings. A lot of people didn't know we sold sports bras, and they're matching. So that's a perfect opportunity for us. If someone buys the pink camo leggings, we run a flow that checks to see if they've bought the matching sports bra. If they haven't, we get them in there and say, hey, come and complete your look. And these flows increase the average order value and deliver relevant recommendations automatically. So they're very specialized. They get really high open rates because they deliver the right message to the right person at the right time. All right, the last one in our series of Elite 7 is the win back. So this is a safety net we use to catch customers before they fall away totally. So it's a long tail 5 flow email. This thanks and repositions, and we educate them about new things, and we reinforce our product position, incentivize them, but it does a lot of heavy lifting. But basically, when someone has been inactive on our emails after previously being active, we want to re-engage them. And we use them to re-engage them with exclusive incentives. And you can see we get really high open rates and really high daily click rates. So this job's flow is to bring customers back, so the behavior triggers other flows in the system. They might come back and look at a new product, and then they're put into our abandoned browse flow or our add to cart flow. Now, the key to all this, we've got 7 flows. You might be thinking, oh no, like I'm going to have people getting 7 different emails a day. No, the way it's set up and automated is people can't be in more than one flow at a time. When they leave a flow, it sort of closes the door behind them as they enter a new one. So you can't be in more than one flow at a time. And by correctly implementing and automating the Elite 7, we get a 30% increase in sales. So why do I keep saying 30%? Because what it is, I don't want to overpromise you. I want to be straight with you, because this automated email system is 30% is the least we get. I have clients where email's responsible for almost 50% of the revenue. And I have shown you numerous examples today where for Gearbunch, it's over 40%. Now, remember, you don't need to be a copywriter to create emails that convert, because people scan. You don't need to hire one. You don't need to be one. I'm not one. I was a police detective, and I've managed to do this because of the system and automations that I have set up. Remember, less is more. The email should focus on one thing. It's the bait on the hook. The email has one job, and that's to get them to click. So you now have the blueprint for Elite 7, and you know how it works. Now, you're way more knowledgeable than when I began my journey. And honestly, I'm going to show you something that's a little bit embarrassing, but I'm going to show you anyhow. This is me. This was about 4 years ago. I have got a picture of a mammoth off Google Images, and this is my email that I sent out. It was just pretty just mishmashed together, a lot of different colors, a lot of different fonts. Now, on the right-hand side shows what I send out these days, and you're going to, I wish I knew what I know now as opposed to that. I mean, what I sent way back when did work, and that's how I developed the system. I made all the errors, and now it's much more sophisticated, much more automated, and it's a whole lot slicker. So what I see now is you have two options. First option, you've armed with info. You've got the blueprint, Elite 7 blueprint. I've just taken you through how many emails are in each, and what they do. You can go ahead and implement this on your own. You can take what I've shown you and take the download, and you can integrate the Elite 7 into your email marketing. You can spend more time working on learning the tools and continue on the same path. That's fine. Totally yours. Totally your choice. Option 2. Now, I wish this option was around when I'd started. Get it right the first time, because, geez, I've made some mistakes along the way. So learn from someone who's done this successfully time and time again, and get a lot of help from others who've done it successfully as well. So all the success screenshots have one thing in common. It's the automated email profits system, or masterclass, automated email profits masterclass. So the goal of this masterclass that I have is to guide you to a 30% sales increase through the automated email profits system from no matter where you're starting today. So you can be starting from scratch. You could already have something set up. This masterclass is for you, because it's different. And what makes it different, I've done all the work for you already. Like I said, I wish I had this when I started. I would have just followed along with this system, and in a short amount of time, I would have had a killer, optimized, automated system that was generating 30% revenue instead of spending years making errors and Googling stuff. And because you can figure all of this out for yourself. I'm not going to lie. My system is my system, but you can go and figure out all the inner workings of everything all on your own, but it will take you years. It took me years to get it right and perfect it to this stage. I've done all the work for you. There's no filler. I'm not up for those ones where I'm going to give you motivational speeches and mindset and stuff like that. I'm not Tony Robbins. There's a little bit of like how to take action and, those sorts of things. But fundamentally, it's over the shoulder looking at how I set this up. It's just everything you need to start your entire automated email profit system from scratch. It's step by step. Just follow along every step of the way. So what are you going to learn? I'm going to take you through what it is now. So week 1, I'm going to introduce you to Klaviyo, the setup and optimization. It's the complete automated email profit system, step by step, everything dialed in exactly, no time wasted on anything you don't need. Week 1, I'm going to give you an intro to the course or the masterclass. I'm going to talk a little bit about your mindset, how to use it to generate income fast, so how to sign up to Klaviyo, connecting Klaviyo to your website, installing add to cart and viewed product code snippets, how to complete your brand library to speed the processes up, and how to optimize your account settings for automated email profits. So by the end of week 1, your automated email profit system will be connected and optimized to the Klaviyo platform. Now, I only recommend using the Klaviyo platform just because it is the most complete platform for e-commerce out there. And you can see the results that we get, as I showed earlier, 40% revenue. They're big numbers, but look at the percentage of revenue that we're getting using this system. And this was one of the years with Gearbunch. nearly $7.5 million. And when we send out emails, you can see that's a screenshot there. We've got right now 90 active users on the site. Most of that is coming from email at the time that we sent the email out. So week 2, what are you going to learn? You're going to learn the abandoned series flows, which is a complete targeted build. I'm going to show you how to do it all from start to beginning. So we focus on the abandoned browse, abandoned cart, and abandoned checkout flows. These are the 3 foundational flows. There's no more abandonment issues. I'm going to show you how to connect your your Klaviyo activity feed using the EB method. I'm going to teach you the difference between flows and campaigns and the key differences and proven tactics, how to use your naming conventions to structure an initialization of walkthrough for that, the abandonment trinity, custom timings and triggers for those. I'm going to show you complete build out for abandoned browse, abandoned cart, and abandoned checkout. And I'm going to show you how to use dynamic elements and syntax, how they work and how to use them. By the end of it, you'll have 3 fully functioning abandonment flows. And the reason that I put these in week 2 is once you set up, they are always pretty much in our top few most profitable flows. And you can see, look at this, 58.26 per recipient for abandoned checkout, abandoned browse, 262,000, abandoned cart, 218,000. You know, these are really fundamental flows, and you can just see the results that we get from them. I could show you results all day, but you know, we've got really high open rates and we've got really cool amounts of money coming in from these individual flow emails that have gone out. We'll then move on to week 3, and the flow content build out will be completed by the end of this week. I'll show you how to do all the remaining Elite 7 flows plus a lead generating pop-up. The complete build out of all the non-abandonment flows plus a setup of a lead gen pop-up, it'll be the completion of your flow content. So I'm going to show you how to build and test a pop-up and optimize it. I'm going to show you a leads retarget flow. I'm going to do a complete build out of the welcome series and the cross-sell upsell flow tactics with the parameters and build outs for those. I'm going to show you how to do the win-back flow, a complete build out of that. I'm going to talk to you about the CVL system with consumer behavior, and then also flow auditing and analytics best practices. So you'll have every flow ready to go by the end of week 3. You can see here that this system works. You know, look, we've got our welcome emails, open rates are 91%, 87%, 75%, 67, 62, 57. I mean, I've just got you know, screenshots for days of how this system really works in real life on real brands. So week 4, this will be your final week of the workshop. There'll be segmentation, campaign creation, and account optimization. This is a strategy behind the tactics. So a step-by-step walkthrough in ensuring your automated email profit system is completely bulletproof. This is the difference between a hustle and a business. So what you're going to learn in week 4, I'm going to show you how to create segments the right way, what segments to select when sending using the Elite method, how to create, save, and preview a campaign, optimizing Smart Send using this golden rule, account analytics and how to focus on target, how to split test campaigns correctly, how to add countdown timers into your email that are dynamic, and the different campaign types that we have. So these are the fundamental 4 blueprint. By the end of week 4, the automated email profit system will be making you money. In fact, if you follow along by the end of week 2, it'll start making you money. Now, remember, this is different. This isn't something that I've just made up in the last 30 days. This is taking years of research. And like I said, you know, this was a client we had at the beginning of last year, which went from 0 email revenue to 46% of the revenue. They became a multi-million-dollar per month brand because of the email marketing system that we implemented. And it's this one that I'm showing you today. So what do you get if you join my Automated Email Profits Masterclass? The first thing you'll get is 4 weeks of Automated Email Profits Masterclass, which is the 4 weeks I just took you through. You'll get access to my private Facebook email experts group. You'll get my personal email template swipe library. And I also host a weekly 30-minute Q&A session with me where you can jump on and ask me live any questions that you might have that you're not quite getting from the masterclass. So enrollment in the masterclass is $497. Now, if you want this, I suggest you take action. I'm going to get you to click below. There's a take action button below this video. You can sign up for the Email Profits Masterclass. You will make this money back if you implement the system correctly. It's not a get rich quick scheme, but if you implement this in your system and 30% of your revenue is going to be more than $497, then you're going to generate that income for your business using this system. As I said, there's a link below. Here's the raw link here. Go straight to that link. You can check out, you'll automatically be added to the system and you can get started straight away. As I said, this system works. So what I'm going to do now is just go through some frequently asked questions that we get with this system, just to make sure that everyone's on the same page, just in case you have any issues with, possibly, what do I get? How do I get it? So the things that we get asked quite often is, when will I receive everything? And the answer is right away. As soon as you work through the checkout on that link below, we'll send you an email, you get started right away. People want to know how long do I have access to it all, the lessons and material, etc. Now, like I say it's a 4-week course. That's because that's how it's timed out, so you can do it. But the access doesn't run out after 4 weeks. You get lifetime access to the masterclass content. You can even go back and redo sections more than once. Once you join, you get full masterclass access for good. I don't have the funds. Can I access now and pay later? Yes, you can, but the $497 is the early bird entry price for this workshop, because you've taken action, you downloaded the blueprint. So you can access the masterclass later at full price, but it will be $997 at full price. I'm already using MailChimp. Does the automated email profits system work? MailChimp, in a way, yes, because I can help you migrate your content and all your data from MailChimp over to Klaviyo. Klaviyo is absolutely the key to this system. I know it looks complicated and it took me years of trial and error to learn how to use it, but that's the advantage of the masterclass. I'll teach you everything in only 4 weeks. People are always worried what Klaviyo costs. Look, there's a 14-day free trial and you only pay when you start beginning to send. So you can set everything up, and then once you push go, that's when you have to sign up to a plan. But they do tiered payments, so you'll already be making money in the 3rd week with the Elite 7. And if you've only got a very small list, it's only a small cost. As your list grows, the cost is going to increase, but so will your profits using this system. So, the next question is, seriously though, what about copy? Like, I'm not a copywriter, I keep saying that, but when we're building out the Abandon series in weeks 2 and the other flows in week 3, I'll give you the copy. It's attached to the videos in the masterclass. There's files there. There's a system to writing it, and you'll learn the exact system, and you'll have my exact copy as well. So it'll translate over to your business. Do you need a Shopify store is another question we get asked. I'm on another e-commerce platform. Look, I use Shopify in my examples, but of course Klaviyo integrates with WooCommerce, BigCommerce, and others as well. If you're using one of these, let me know, and I'll help you with the integration and triggers. And what if you don't get the 30% sales increase? What if I don't get 30% sales increase? I'm like, this works. I've just showed you it works. Our average increase is 30%. So this is a system. Obviously, if your product, your marketing, and your targeting factor into play, but if you know you have a good business, and if you do, a 30% increase is not that hard. Okay. Probably one of the few things that I hate most is spam. And a lot of people go, is this system just spamming people? And no, it's not. It doesn't just send lots of emails to every people. It's a good question, but it's the exact opposite of that. This system is built around sending the right message to the right person at the right time. Sending everyone the same message is the opposite of that. And I hate spam so much, I've strategically designed the system to be the exact opposite of spam. Yep. Another question that I get asked a lot is lifetime access to the masterclass after registration? Yes, it is. You get lifetime access to the masterclass content after registration. And I also get asked, what's the catch? Like, why are you doing this? And I'm going to be honest with you. Here's the catch. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This isn't a hustle. This isn't a hack. This isn't some trick. This is work, but it's smart work, not hard work. So once you put in the 4 weeks of work, you follow the steps, you'll get the results. It's just the truth. That's how we can afford we can bring on more and more clients, because we've got a system in place, and you'll have a completely automated email profit system. I do get asked after this, people email and say, can we have a meeting to discuss to see if it's the right fit? And look, I'd love to be able to help as many people as I can. And that's why the way that I can do this, dedicating my time to teaching those who want to learn the automated email profit system. So I've committed to a weekly Q&A live with the masterclass members. Plus, I'm pretty active in the private Facebook group as well. So it wouldn't be fair to them if I was me to coaching people that have not invested in the masterclass. So I'm going to spend the spare time I have investing my time in them. Probably the last question that people ask is, do I have to log in at a particular time, and how long does it take to complete how long can I take to complete the masterclass? You can do it at your own pace. Obviously, the Q&A sessions are live, but apart from that, listen, I know we're all busy. That's why I designed the masterclass in the first place. But there's no time pressure from me. You can work through it at your own pace. If you want to get it done and set up within a week, get it done and set up within a week. It'd be a lot of work to do it in a week, but you'll get it done. If it takes you 8 weeks to do it, it takes you 8 weeks to do it. If it takes you 12 weeks, it takes you 12 weeks. Just take some imperfect action and get it done. Look, that's all from me. If you want it, click on the tap call to action button down below. Click on the link below so you can get yourself into the masterclass. And I really look forward to seeing you and helping you take your business to the next level. Talk to you all later.